Last Saturday, I went to my favorite swing dancing place, the Cat's Corner in Mesa. It's inside this small performing arts school in their auditorium. Every night, they clear out the floor, add some awesome decorations, and the dancing begins. I love swing dancing. It provides this great little community of dancers that are very experienced to very new. It's people of all ages, people who actually grew up with the music, and people who are just now learning it. I interviewed the owner of the club, Dabney Hopkins, to hear his story about how he got involved and what he loves most about swing dancing. This is him.
The name of the venue is the Cat's Corner. It's located in the New Horizons School for the Performing Arts, 1 block east of Mesa Drive on Broadway in Mesa. All right, let's see. I started swing dancing in the summer of 1999. I was living in Brazil for a while, and I came back, and my friends all said, "You have to come out swing dancing. It's the new thing. It's great." And I was like, "That's ridiculous. I'm not a dancer. I can't even walk straight, let alone dance." And after about 3 months of prodding, they finally got me to go out to a dance at the Bash on Ash in Tempe, and it was Tuesday nights. And I went my first time and saw a bunch of people my age that were dancing to all of this really old classic jazz that I'd grown up with because my dad's a jazz musician. And I'd never really seen young people dancing to it. So I got really excited, and my very first night I saw this really cute girl, and I made a goal that I wanted to get good enough to not be intimidated to ask her to dance someday. So that was my goal, and I started going out dancing 4 or 5 nights a week. She was really cute. And after about 4 or 5 months, I got to the point where I wasn't nervous or intimidated anymore. And I finally went up and asked her to dance, and we actually eventually partnered up and started teaching together, which was really cool. She was awesome. But that's how I got started, and after I started going 4 or 5 nights a week, I just got hooked, and it's been almost, what has it been, 12 years? Yeah, that I've been going literally 4 or 5 nights a week. Okay, so after I'd started dancing for a while, the guy who was in charge of the whole scene kind of got burnt out, and he had everybody's information, everybody's email. His Facebook wasn't around back then, obviously, and nobody had any contact information for anybody, so he retired. We decided we wanted to keep the scene going. We loved swing dancing, we loved Lindy Hop so much that we knew of this location, and we came and checked it out, and we decided to do a Saturday night dance here 11 years ago, and to keep the scene alive and to keep things going. And the first year that we started doing this every Saturday night, we averaged around 30 people every Saturday, and 11 years later we're averaging around 150 plus every Saturday, so that's how I got started. One of the best things for me about the community aspect of swing dancing is that normally when you find a lot of people that like to do the same thing and like to run certain things, you get into a situation where everybody's trying to outdo the other person, and there's a lot of competition for who's better or whatever, which venue's the best. And within the Lindy Hop community and the swing dance community, you don't find that. Everybody's very welcoming and open. Where would I begin? Why is it worth it to keep these clubs going? For me, one of the most important aspects of swing dancing is preserving the dance, the vernacular jazz dance and music that was around in the early part of the 20th century. The music, jazz music is America's original art form, and swing dancing, just social dancing in general, doesn't even have to be Lindy Hop, it doesn't even have to be dance to classic jazz, but just social dancing in general is such an important aspect of our culture, and such an important thing for people to connect with other people on that level. And this day and age, it's really been lost. Like ever since, I don't want to get into what music styles changed the dancing and all of that, but we've progressed to people go out dancing and they just go bump and grind all over each other, and there's no real proper connection and nonverbal communication. It's all like grunts, if you want to look at it that way. Do you know what I mean? So for me, that aspect is so important to preserve, and the dancing that was around back then, especially Lindy Hop, and I've been dancing ballroom, Latin, doing all these different styles of dance and going out dancing these different styles, and in none of those other scenes and none of those other dances did I ever find such a welcoming community and such a welcoming sense of acceptance within a dance community. So Lindy Hop for me is where it's at, and that's why it's important for me to keep it going.
came on down into the middle of the party center. In the cool of the happy, they went quiet.